Hey guys, welcome back to SudokuManiacs. Sorry for the long break. Was a bit unwell and still getting back to normal. No, nothing to do with the pandemic. Thank God for that. Just a regular cold and sore throat. Could barely speak. So I didn't think there was any point in making a video with a very sore throat. Hopefully things are better now and we'll be back regularly. I know I keep saying we'll be back regularly every time, but unfortunately it doesn't happen that. So anyway, coming back today, I thought let's have a different Sudoku because I don't think we have ever seen a different Sudoku earlier. And this Sudoku was hosted on my website on the 25th of February, and this was deep tough. So I thought why not create a walkthrough on that, which would also help you guys to understand what this variant is all about and how do we approach this variant of a Sudoku. Now rules. The rules are basically the rules of classic Sudoku apply. That is, the digits will not repeat in any box, a 3 by 3 box, row or a column. Now additionally, you will see some numbers marked between two cells, here in this case in red. What it means is the two digits that will be placed in those two cells, the difference between those two digits will be the same as the number that has been placed between these two cells. So for example, when I look at this 5 which is there between row 5, column 7 and 8, what it means is if this is a 3, the digit to the right will be at a difference of 5, so which will be an 8. Or vice versa, if this were an 8, then this would be a 3. So it does not mean that the smaller number has to be to the left or to the top. All it means is the pair of digits will have a difference of which is the same as the number between those two cells. Alright, clear with the rules? So now, I know I always say that let's start a variant like a classic. But when you have very few digits given, obviously you cannot proceed like a classic. So how do we start using the constraint, the additional constraint to our advantage? Now, in a different Sudoku, what I normally do is I look for a difference which is very high. Now we know the maximum number that can be placed is 9 and the least is a 1 and the difference is 8, right? 9 minus 1. So I know for sure if there is any place where the difference is 8, I can blindly place the pencil marks of 1 and 9. But in this puzzle, I do not see any 8. So the next highest is a 7. Now 7 obviously can be 1 and 8 or it can be a 2 and a 9. Correct? So I'll put the pencil marks here 1, 2, 8 and this would be 1, 8, 9. Because if this is a 1, this would be an 8. If it's a 2, this would be a 9. If this is an 8, this would be a 1. I can't have a 9 here because we already have a 9 in column 4. But how does this help us? Now we see that the cells are interconnected with the differences. So now with this R4C4, I see that that is at a difference of 3 from row 3 column 4. So if this is a 1, this would have to be a 4 for a difference of 3, right? But since we already have a 4 here, I know for sure this can never be a 1. So this is a 2 and an 8. If this is not a 1, I cannot have an 8 here. Correct? So now with 2 and 8 and this difference of 3, for a 2, there's only one number that is at a difference of 3, which is 5. Similarly for 8 as well. So I know I can place this 5 blindly here. Now with this 1 and 9, for 1, this can be a 2, for 9, this can be an 8. Correct? And with 2 and 8, with a difference of 5, this is a 2, this would be a 7. And if it's an 8, this would be a 3. So your initial steps will involve in putting in a lot of pencil marks. And you will see that how you use multiple different digits that are there to your advantage. And with this 3 and 7, if it's a 3, at a difference of 2, I can have either 1 or a 5. But we already have a 5 in the row. So if this is a 3, this will be a 1. For 7, it will be either a 5 or a 9, but again 5 cannot be there, so this would be a 9, right? So we get a pair of 1 and 9, 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 2 and 8 for box 2. And by classic rules, the 5 cannot be in these 3 cells, so this has to be a 5. So some progress made, alright? So let's see, needless muting the phone. Now with this 5, this has to be at a difference of 4. So 5 minus 4 would be a 1 and 5 plus 4 is a 9. So I have a pencil mark of 1 and 9. So with difference of 6, for a 1 this would be a 7, for a 9 it would be a 3. And just like this 3, 7 at a difference of 2, 5 getting eliminated gives me a 1 and 9. Same way this 3, 7 at a difference of 2, I have a 5 in the column. So this again would be a 1, 9 and again I get a pair of 1 and 9. And at a difference of 4 would be 4, 6. Correct? And now this cell is at a difference of 4. Sorry, 2. So for a 4, this can be 2, 6, and for a 6, it can be a 4 and a 8. But again, I see that there's a difference of 3 here. So for a 2, difference of 3 would be a 5, which is not possible because we already got a 5 in that box 7. So I can let go of this 2. And similarly for the 8 as well, because the only digit with a difference of 3 from 8 would be 5. 8 plus 3 is 11, which cannot be placed. So that gives me a pair of 4 and 6 here as well. Some progress in placing the pencil marks, but we haven't opened up the puzzle. Now, since we have, and this 1, 9 would be a 4, 6 here again. So we have covered this series of difference and we got the 2 5s. So now the next highest difference is a 6, right? Now for a difference of 6, it can be either 1, 7, 2, 8, 3, 9. Correct? The 9 is already there, so I make this 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. So for 1, 2, 3, this would be 7, 8, 9 difference of 6, and for 7 and 8, this would be 1, 2. And again, I have a difference of 6, so it will be the same 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. Correct? These two digits will be the same. Now, there's a difference of 2 below. So, the first thing I notice, since I already have a 6 in the column, I cannot have an 8 here because 8 would force me to place a 6 here. Because 8 plus 2 is 10, not possible. So if 8 goes out from here, I can eliminate the 2 from here and eliminate the 8 as well. Right? Now, this is a difference of 3. For a 1, it will be a 4. For a 2, it will be a 5. For a 3, it will be a 6. And for 7, it will be a 4 again. Fair enough. This is a difference of 4. For a 4, this will be an 8. Right? For a 5, it can be 1 and a 9. And for a 6, it will be a 2. Now this is a difference of 5. For a 1, this has to be, difference of 5 would make this a 6. But we have a 6 here. So I know for sure this will not be a 1. For a 2, with a difference of 5 would be a 7. For an 8, difference of 5 would be a 3. And for a 9, this would be a 4. 3 digits. Now when we take this difference of 2, for a 3, I would require either a 1 or a 5. But I see that I have a 1 in the column, correct? And 5 in row 4. So I can't have either a 1 or a 5. Because of which, I know for sure this cannot be a 3. And if this is not a 3, at a difference of 5, I cannot have an 8. And with an 8 gone, difference of 4, this 4 also is eliminated. But the crux here is, if you look at row 6, we already got a pair of 4 and 6 here, right? Which means this has to be a 5. And with a difference of 4 makes this a 9. Difference of 9 is a 4. And this was where the breakthrough of the puzzle was. For a 2, this will be 4, this will be 2 and a 6. 5, difference of 3 has to be a 2, which makes this an 8. This becomes a 2. So for a 2, the difference is 4. This will be a 1 and a 7. For a 1, this can be a 3. For a 7, this can be at a difference of 2, 5 and 9. But we already have 5 and 9 in the column. So we know for sure this is a 1, this is a 3. Now you got a 2. So that becomes an 8. Difference of 3 is a 5. So 1. And this is your 6. 9, 2. And slowly the puzzle has started opening up. Now, I know for sure this is a 2 and 6. At a difference of 1, for 2 it can be 1, 3. For 6, it has to be a 5 or a 7. 5 is not possible, so that's a 7. And by classic rules, the 6 for row 6 is logged in box 5. So 6 is here, box 4, sorry. This is a 6, so 6 has to be in row 4 of box 6. 6 can't be here. 6 is not here. So this is the only place for a 6, which makes this a 7. And at a difference of 1, I can't have a 6, so this is my 8. And with this 3, this will be a 2 and a 4. Christopher, we got a 9. This becomes a 1. Difference of 3, 4 and a 6. So this is a 3 and this becomes my 9. Classic rules 1, 1 and 1. So this 5 which we placed was the crux of this puzzle where it simply opens up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. 6 cannot be here. So this is, sorry, a 6. I have a 4 and a 7. But this is a 4. So that's a 7 with a 4. 4 with a difference of 4. It cannot be a 0, so it has to be an 8. 8 difference of 3 is a 5. So for a 5, difference of 4, 1 or a 9. We got a 1. So that's a 9. Difference of 3 is a 6. So 6 with a difference of 2 can be 4 or an 8. We have an 8. So that's a 4. Again, difference of 2. 6 is not possible. So this has to be a 2. 2, 2. By classic rules, another 2. This 1, 3 forms a pair. So this is an 8 and a 7. 7, 7. Classic rule, another 7. This is an 8 and a 5. Alright? 5, 5. This is a 5. And by classic rules, 5, 5. This is a 5. Which makes this a 1, 9. This would be a 3, 7. 3, 7 with a difference of 4 will again be a 3, 7. And a difference of 5. For a 7, this will be a 2. For a 3, this will be an 8. Okay. Oh, row 3, missing numbers are 3 and 7 again. Interesting. What is missing here? 2, 3 and 7. 2 cannot be here, so that's a 2, 3 and a 7 because we already have a 7 here. Last digit is a 9. So that's a 2 and a 4 to complete the box because we already got a 2 in column 9. So 4, 4. I know for sure the 4 is not in these two. So that's a 4. 4, 4. This becomes a 4. The missing numbers are 2 and 6. So that's a 6 and a 2. And what are we missing here? 6, difference of 3. It cannot be a 3, so that's a 9. Which makes this a 1 and a 3. Correct? Last number is an 8. And what are we missing here? 3 and a 7. 7 and a 3. The last number here is another 7. We got a 3. So that's a 1 and a 3. 1 and a 8. So what are we missing here? 6 and 9. This also has a 6 and a 9. So this would be a 2, 8. We have a 2 here. So this is an 8. This is a 2. 8, difference of 1 makes this a 9, 6, 9, 6. Now in a normal Sudoku, a 3-7 pair and a 3-7 pair would be an invalid Sudoku because they are interchangeable. However, here these numbers are being governed by the differences between the cells. So with this 8, I have a difference of 5. So I cannot have a 7 there. This has to be a 3. This becomes a 7, 7 and a 3. And that was how this was supposed to be solved. Hope you guys enjoyed this variant. If you wish to solve this online, I am placing a link in the description of the video so you can try it out. And we have more different Sudokus on our website also. So if you go to the practice zone, filter by the puzzle type, you can select the different Sudoku and play as much as you want. Do let me know in the comments how you found this video. And yes, I will try to be more frequent. Appreciate your patience. So till the next time, happy solving.